Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Before we start our chanting, today we have a small ceremony, very humble, small ceremony. So we want to make this Wednesday an opportunity to celebrate and also give our wish and also express our gratitude to Bante Punna because his birthday is coming on this Friday. So we will use this Wednesday gathering as an honor to him and wishing him. Let us make this opportunity to wish him happy birthday, right? And so we have prepared this flower plate for him. So we are so grateful for this day that Bante Punna came to this world. So it's a special day for all of us who are connected to Bante Punna. So we are so grateful to your mother and father who gave you as a gift to this world. We are so grateful for them. And we are also grateful to all of your teachers who helped you to grow as a good monk. And so we are grateful. And we are also very grateful for your gift to us. And you have been teaching us loving kindness, and you have been teaching us very deep Dhamma. So all of us, benefited a lot. So we cannot simply express, how much we appreciate, how much, gratitude we have, and also how much love that you brought to our Pittsburgh Buddhist Center. So with our appreciation and gratitude, Bante, please light this candle. So give us an opportunity to wish you. So we will let us chant for Bante Punna and wishing him good health, and particularly he just got his second vaccine. So we wish him to be stronger and be good health, and we wish that may the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha be with Bante Punna. May Bante Punna be protected from all kinds of infections and be safe, and also have comfort. And may everything that Bante has planned for future be smooth, and may everything be successful. So with that wish, we will chant for him. Bhavatu sabbha mangalang රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ. Happy birthday, Bante.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Okay, for them also.
Happy birthday, Bante.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Bante. We love you.
Thank you.
So yeah, Bante Pone is not feeling well because he got his second shot.
Yeah.
So he's but
Having aches all over the body. Sorry for that. I'm not
Sorry.
attending rest of the program.
he'll be in Rome and joining us, right, Bante?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's supposed to mean that it's working. So that's good. But I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. May you feel better.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much.
Welcome, Bante.
Bante and
Welcome,
Bante
Bante.
Mika.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your kind blessings.
Battery low.
Okay.
Okay, now we can start our chanting. If you have our chanting book, you can please turn to page number 5, or otherwise just follow us. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang sarenang gacchami. Next page. 5 precepts. Panati pata viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmisu micchāchārā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramire majja pamadatthāna viremani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. On the opposite page, let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that word can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti piso bhagavā arahang samma sambuddho Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati Sattā deva manusānaṁ buddho bhagavāti. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakkato bhagavata dhammo sandrittiko akaliko Ehipassiko opanayiko paccattam veditabbo vinyohiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samicipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුද්ගලා ඒස භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනියෝ පාහුනියෝ දක්ඛිනියෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක් කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති සාදු සාදු සාදු. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesarappaditena දීපේන තමදං සිනා තිලෝක දීපං සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං. Offering of incense. ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන දූපේනාහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයං තං පූජා භාජන මුත්තමං. Offering of flowers. වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් පූජයාමි මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුහි පූජේමි බුද්ධං කුසුමේන නීන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං පුප්පං මිලායාති යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තතායාති විනාශ භාං. Offering of water. ආදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ පානීයං පරිකප්පිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම. Offering of drinks. ආදිවාසේතුනෝ බන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම. Worship of shrines. වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං සම්බඨානේසු පතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being. Namaste.
Namaste Manu Ratanante Yang Yang Punya Bisandang Vipulang Alatantang Tansanu Bhavene Hatante Rayo
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows, like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows, like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like the linpin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities, as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Again, welcome all of you. It's nice to have you all. And this is wonderful opportunity that we still, although we are physically away from each other, we can still join and do this practice together. So let us use this opportunity to take a moment to take care of our mind. So it's really important that we take care of our mind, because we need a healthy, calm, alert mind to help many others, and even to engage in this world without creating conflicts. So if we generate such a mind, we can gradually move through the world. So that is why we are getting together every Wednesday evening to take care of our mind. We grow our inner capacity of loving kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and we also enhance our ability, mindfulness, our ability to observe and see through. So it's like developing this skill set that we need to live in this world without creating conflicts and then benefiting so many others. So let us rejoice that we have got this opportunity. We somehow manage our day and dedicate this time to do this practice, and it's like a gift that we are giving to ourselves. But who will benefit from this training are the people around us and people throughout the world. So just remind yourself that I'm doing this practice mainly to train my mind, but this is to benefit so many other people. Although this is like an isolated practice, but this is done to benefit so many others in this world. This is to help support all sentient beings. So with that reminder, let us make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this opportunity. I will make use of this gathering, and I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, let us listen to the sound of the bell and help ourselves to come to this moment. And then we will do our chant to further help ourselves to settle our mind to this moment. Let us come to our body. Just settle in our body. We can begin to feel our body, where our legs are touching now. And how do we feel when our body is touching the chair or cushion? Observing that press muscles against the weight of the body. We can feel the upper body, the whole area of the back. Wherever we feel our clothes in the back area. We can feel our shoulders. And gently we can move through our arms, through elbows, all the way to our palms and fingers. Just acknowledging their existence and feeling whatever sensations available in those areas. And move into belly, observing the subtle movement in the belly. And even go into the chest. With this awareness of the body, we can relax this body. We can further loosen our body. This is a good opportunity to give a body a chance to completely relax, drop, and loosen up. We are sitting in a very safe place, so we don't want to keep any tightness or any tension in the body. We can completely relax and let go. We can use our breath to loosen up our body. Maybe we can take a longer breath, just for a moment, taking a longer breath slowly. And we will release that breath very slowly, allowing our chest to drop, relaxing everything. We can take another slow, longer breath to ease other parts of the body. Longer breath slowly. And release that breath, allowing the shoulders, the hands to drop, to relax. Let's take another longer breath. And release that breath very slowly, allowing everything in the body to relax, to drop, to loosen up. We can let the natural breath to occur and keep relaxing the body with every breath. Relaxing the facial muscles, bringing a gentle smile to our mouth, a gentle smile, relaxing all the muscles with that smile. With every out breath, allow the muscles to relax, to drop, to loosen up. Let your fingers to simply lie there with no tightness, no grip. They are simply resting there. Everything is relaxed. Everything is loosened up. Everything is at ease. Okay, we will now gently move our mind. We just allow our body to relax. Let it rest. Let it stay as relaxed as it can. We will now gently move our mind. Let us now move to take care of our mind. Our body is resting, relaxing, at ease. And now move into our mind. Before we do anything, let us just take a look at the mind. Observe what are the thoughts, memories that are coming up to our mind. Just keep watching without developing any thought. Further, we will simply notice the occurrence, the appearance of different kinds of thoughts and memories in the mind. Just take a moment to observe them. All different kinds of thoughts, memories keep coming up. This is the ordinary nature of the mind. Let us now use this opportunity to gradually guide our mind to experience one of the most wholesome mental states ever. This is a good opportunity that we can gradually guide and direct our mind to experience that wholesome state, loving kindness, beautiful wholesome state, loving kindness. Loving kindness is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is the friendliness towards all beings. It is the wish of well-being for everyone. It is the unconditional love. We all have this capacity in the deep in our mind. Let us now bring that capacity to the forefront. Allow that wish to come forward. Generate that willingness. How good if all people, if all beings are fine, well, happy. How good. Let us generate that willingness. Let us open our heart, just like when we see a smiling face of a little baby. A smiling face of a little baby. A little baby. How do we feel when we are petting a puppy or kitten or any other pet? Let us open our heart just like that. Willingness for that person to be well. Openness in the heart. Let us now cultivate this wholesome mental state, this loving kindness, readiness to care, openness, willingness for everyone to be well. Let us enhance and cultivate this wholesome state by directing this loving kindness to all classes of beings. Let us start with ourselves. The person sitting here is also one of the living beings. We will start with this one sitting here, this piece of life. So let us direct that whole loving kindness to ourselves, just like we were ready to have unconditional love towards that baby, or puppy, or kitten, or a bird. Let us direct that whole attention to this being sitting here. Embrace yourself with unconditional love, with that acceptance, with that forgiveness. Just accept and embrace this person sitting here. And let us make a wish. May this person sitting here be well, be safe, Be healthy. Be peaceful. Let us continue to direct our loving kindness to ourselves. Let us be generous to ourselves and be kind to ourselves and wish all good wishes to this being here. If you have a special concern, make a specific wish for yourself. Let us direct this loving kindness to this body which has been helping us to live this life, this precious life for many, many years. Let us direct this loving kindness to all the organs, all the systems of this body. May these lungs, even helping us right now to breathe, may these lungs and whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system, all the organs in this whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, both kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole nervous system, even helping us right now to meditate, the spinal cord, the whole brain, the brain stem, the middle brain, frontal lobes, the whole brain, the whole central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system be well, be healthy. Be healed. Direct this loving kindness to all other parts of the body, to all these bones, all these large bones, and all these tiny bones throughout the body, and all these joints. May these whole bones and all joints throughout the body be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole body allow this loving kindness intention to travel to each part of the body. Allow this loving kindness intention to penetrate into all the cells and throughout the body. May this whole body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the toes, may this whole body be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us now expand this loving kindness to all other people. Let us generously share this loving kindness and genuinely wish the same well-being to all other people. May all people in our family, may all of them, may all people who are meditating with us right now, and may all our good friends, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Let us expand this loving kindness beyond the circle of people that we know to all other people. May everyone living in this whole neighborhood, in our surrounding area, in all other neighboring neighborhoods, may all people living in this whole region, may all of them, no matter who they are, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond those people to all other people living throughout the country. May all people living throughout this country, all different regions, everyone who are vulnerable to all kind of diseases, may all people who are going through so much of difficulties, may all people who are in fear and anxiety, may all these people living throughout this country be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us expand our loving kindness to all other people living beyond this country, all people living in all other countries. May all of them, people who are suffering from all types of diseases, people who are going through different kinds of suffering, may all these people living throughout the world, all of them, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond human beings to all other beings. Let us expand this as wide as we can to include, to embrace as many living beings as we can. May all other living beings, all animals, all visible and invisible beings living everywhere, in all directions, each and every living being, without exception, be well, Be well. Be well. Be peaceful. 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 This loving kindness pervade into every direction, embracing all beings and genuinely wishing for each one well-being. This is unbound loving kindness, limitless love, pervade into every direction, no boundaries. Rejoice, rejoice, this unbound loving kindness, a wholesome state of the mind. With this rejoice, let us now gently bring our whole attention to our breath. Let us enhance the peace that we develop through loving kindness. We will gently shift our attention to our breath, allowing this deep peace to get stronger and stronger. Let us gently watch our breath and rest our mind on the breath. Allow this peace to become deeper and deeper and deeper. Be with your breath. Closely watch how it is going in and how it is going out. Pay attention to every breath. Come back to the breath whenever our mind happens to go away. Be with the breath. Rest with the breath. Right now, it is the breath that is happening, nothing else. Only the breath is happening now. Be with the breath. Rest with the breath. Bhayapattacha Nibbhaya Sukhapattacha Nisukha Hontu sabbepi paninu. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Let us gently come out of our meditation. Let us gently put our palms together and place them against our chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation in our life. Let us feel grateful to all great teachers in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to anyone who helped our meditation tonight. Let us feel grateful to anyone who tried not to disturb our meditation at home tonight. Let us also feel grateful to this device that helped us to connect to this meditation and to all other things, including the chair, the cushion, this bell, and everything. With deep gratitude towards all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Hello. Nice to have you all. I hope that today we had a very fruitful time together. Yeah, make it better by then. So let us continue our study of the Metta Sutta. So if we have the book, you can turn to the Metta Sutta page 16. If you don't have, but still, you can benefit from the discussion. So we have been discussing this sutta and different sections of the sutta in detail. So today we are in which one we are in? Can you show me with your fingers which verse we are in? Which verse we have today to discuss? Yes, it's a 5th verse, right? So today we have to discuss the fifth verse. So in Pali it goes like this: Dittava yeva addittha yecha dhure vasanti avidure bhuta va sambhave siva sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhitattha. The last one is quite familiar to us, right, Bante?
Yeah, that part sentence comes that this is the second time we found it in the 3rd verse also as the last line, right, Bhante, right?
Line,
Fourth
yeah.
line.
Fourth line, yeah. So it kind of repeats, right? So
Repeat,
that
yeah.
is why we use it as a mantra, right?
Yes.
Sabbe sattha bhavantu sukhi tattha.
Yeah.
So we chant it as a
Mhm.
as a mantra. So the simple translation is: visible or invisible, living near or far, born or those are coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. So at this stage of loving kindness, what is happening here is that we are we are focusing our mind to different classes of beings, and then directing our loving kindness to all these different classes of beings, wishing them to have happy minds, wishing them to be well. So we talk about different classes of beings: the beings who are long, beings who are short, beings who are large, beings who are medium sized, short, moving and not moving, right?
Mhm.
And so for today, this was visible beings and invisible beings, and beings living near and far, and beings who are born or those who are coming to birth. So another way to classify different beings. So the reason that we in this loving kindness sutra that we focus on different classes of beings is to 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 help us to generate the real feeling of loving kindness, because when we focus on specific beings, so we know that we are making this wish to real people, like real beings, not kind of abstract beings. So I think that's a little kind of challenge we have when it comes to loving kindness.
Mhm.
One is that our loving kindness is not simply a thought, but it's actually should be it's not simply a word.
Mhm.
Our loving kindness should be something we really feel. It should be really some kind of authentic feeling and real, genuine wish. So it has to be very what you call it has to be felt. It should be felt. It's not simply words. So that's one challenge. How to make that felt. And the second one is that our loving kindness should be expansive. It should go. It should be inclusive. So on one hand, we had to feel it. We had to really have that genuine feeling of loving kindness. On the other hand, we had to make it inclusive. So how to combine these two? Because if we simply start saying that, okay, may everyone be well,
Yeah.
we can simply say that, may everyone be well. Okay, it is meaningful statement, right? But do we really feel suddenly that may everyone be well, right? We can have a vague wish, like a vague idea, but it's not as deep as we want to be. But we also want to wish everyone too. So the technique that this sutra is giving us is to start with specific beings, start with specific classes of beings, and then feel it. Use that specific. When we focus on a specific classes of beings, it is helping us to feel the loving kindness, right? Like when you think about me, all my good friends, we know about them, right? So we know their issues. So we can wish, oh, me, all my good friends, oh, may they find solution to their problem. When you make that wish, you feel it. It's not simply a word, you feel it. So in the same way, when you focus on different classes of beings, it helps us to feel it. It helps us to understand that we are making these wishes to real people, real beings. But then we also should move from there to be more general, more universal. So I think it's a very interesting technique, to first to help us to feel it, and then help us to gradually expand it, and then be inclusive. So
I mean, I think Bante, originally the original loving kindness is has not any words, no language. So it is just like a feeling. So when it happened, when we generate loving kindness in our mind or in our heart, or anywhere within ourselves, no words, then we can convert that feeling into words.
words, yeah.
Sometimes, most of the time, what we do is first first we create words, and we try to create words into loving kindness, just
Yes.
like a sentence, as you
And-
said, Bante.
Yeah, they're interrelated, Bandi,
Yeah.
right? Interrelated. So real thing has to be the feeling, right? The
Mhm.
heart. Yeah. But sometimes, we don't feel it.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, okay, I sit down for meditation. Okay, let me have my loving kindness now. Please
Mhm.
come. Sometimes we had a bad day.
Yeah.
It doesn't come, right?
Mhm.
So in those cases, so we can focus on different classes of beings, and
Yeah.
even we don't feel like wishing well-being, but when you say it again and again and again with a systematic way, gradually we can generate that feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once we have the feeling, then we can express it in the words too. So
Yeah.
they're helping each other.
Yeah, other side is Bante, something like when we trained as chanting meditation, as a mantra meditation. For instance, we use this Sabbe Satta Bhavantu Sukhitatta. This Pali sentence, this part of the verse is very familiar for us. Very easily we can recite by our own heart. No any kind of special effort. When they are become very familiar, it's something like auto playing, Bante. We are
Yeah.
just thinking, or just we are
Yeah.
chanting,
So we have to be
but
careful, right?
we have to be careful. So we are thinking something else and we are chanting something else.
Yeah. So we have to make sure that we bring that feeling.
Yeah,
Yes. So so that is why in this sutra we go through different classes of beings. And here today we have these interesting classes of beings. Interesting, because Buddha is showing different categories we can make to us, beings. Like in terms of size, we can think about different classes of beings.
Yeah.
In terms of their mobility and immobility. And today it's about first one is visible and invisible beings. So that can be one important category, right?
Yeah.
Visible and invisible beings. Or who will be the invisible beings? Yeah, maybe we can ask some suggestion. Are there invisible beings? Any suggestion? Who will be the invisible beings?
Like a spirit or a ghost?
Oh, okay.
Our ancestors.
Say again.
Our ancestors.
Oh yeah.
Hungry
Good
ghosts.
suggestion. Okay. Hungry ghost.
Casper.
Yeah. My interested, right, Bante? So they think about all different classes of beings. Even it could also being like microbes, like like small living organisms that are not visible to our eyes. And
Wasn't Bante talking about the eyebrows, all the organisms just in the eyebrows?
Yes, including them. Yeah, but also I think I'm glad that you mentioned about we can use different terms like spirit and ghost, but in those words has some association. We tend to think that those like spirit and ghost are always dangerous, always harmful beings, right? But I think within the Buddhist cosmology, there are different realms. The life can exist in many forms. Human form is one form, and animal form is another form. But there are also forms of life that has ephemeral bodies. There are very powerful, fortunate beings also. We call them divine beings. Maybe one family word will be angels. We have term angels, but it's not really angels, but devas or divine beings who have done so much good karma. Have been so kind and generous to to many beings. As a result of that, they can evolve into a divine existence. And then, of course, there can be what we call ghosts, beings who have some unfinished expectation from the world, who happen to have very strong attachment to these worldly things, and they can be born in a realm called we can call it ghost realm, right? So there are many other forms of life, so altogether we have 6 realms Now, mainly we have 6 realms. Only 2 realms have hard bodies, that visible to that is visible to our own eyes. And but there are other beings who have different types of existence. So we think about all these different classes of beings. What is really important here is, Bante, when you say visible and invisible, because we are talking about our human perception. Now, we tend to think that the only beings that exist in the world are the beings that who are visible to us. If you think like that, only beings in this world are the beings that I can see. It is quite what you call anthropocentric, right? Like means that you think that the world is what human can see. But we know that our senses are limited. Right? Our senses are limited. Of course, birds can see more colors than we see, right? And so this is like helping us to go beyond our, the human-centered way of looking at the world. And like what you call anthropocentrism. Last week we talked about speciesism, right? Speciesism, like thinking that only human beings have right to live, or only human beings deserve our kindness. It's wrong, right? It's called speciesism, like racism, speciesism. And so we have to go beyond speciesism, and also we have to go beyond anthropocentrism. And like, so visible and invisible means that a human eye can catch only certain classes of beings. That doesn't mean that that's the only beings that exist in the world. There can be beings who our human perception may not be able to catch, but they deserve a loving kindness. We also think about them. And then we talk about beings living near or far, right? So that's our in terms of space, right? Living near or far. That's also interesting, Bante.
Yeah, Bante.
Because we tend to think about people who are around us, like near us, and we are almost people or beings beyond our regions, like almost not existing, right, in our mind. But I think here we really have to think about everyone, even though they are far in terms of the space. So this is saying that our loving kindness has to transcend the space, transcend the distance.
Yeah, in this there are 2 categories, pairs of categories, like we did Aditya, and also who live in near and far. In these 2 categories, I think all these categories, Buddha covered all beings without exception, except any
without exception, right?
exception,
yeah. When you start from the beginning, when you think about all different categories,
even we think about only this category, Bante, whoever been living near and far, even in this category is also, I think, only enough to
think about all
think
beings,
about all
right?
beings.
So when you think about beings living near and far means all beings, right?
Beings. And also, Bante, the Dittava, Additta, also we
Visible.
can have the visible and invisible. Also, there is some other meaning, Bante, that is who has I have seen or not seen.
Oh yeah, interesting, right, Bante?
Yeah. Whoever encountered or not yet. So
not
that
encountered.
is, in that sense also, every being.
So whoever beings that I have seen so far, and also whoever beings that I have not yet seen so far.
Yeah.
It could also be seen and unseen, right? Seen and unseen. Yeah. So that's very interesting way of looking at that. And then here, Bante, we have very interesting term, next one. So which is translated as born or those who are coming to birth. We have Bhutha, Bhutava, Sambhavesiva. Again, two categories, Bhutha and Sambhavesi. What do you mean by this, Bante? Born or those who are coming to birth?
Yeah, Bhutha. I think this is also, I think the every beings are covered within these 2 terms. Bhutha means I think we are also Bhutas in this sense.
Yeah.
Already become one any beings or who have already become or existed or
who
now
had already born.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully born.
Yeah. In this sense.
And the other one?
Other one is who are in the process of getting birth or who are seeking for a birth in this moment when I am practicing loving kindness, when I am expanding my loving kindness in this very moment. Maybe there's some
there can be
some being
beings who are in the process of being
being-
born,
yeah,
or maybe seeking
seeking for a
rebirth.
birth. Yeah,
Seeking a birth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Bante, some any kind of what you call Bante, that in a womb, mother's womb.
Yeah. So I think I was going to ask, an
Uh-huh.
example. So when you think about, of course, everyone who has already been born, like we, and then think about, others who are in the process of being born. So can you give us an example? Who will be the category of beings who are in the process of being born?
You mean the babies in the womb?
Yes, exactly. Fetus. Fetus, yeah. So it's so interesting here, actually, in our loving kindness, encompass not only beings who are already being born, but also beings who are in the process of either being born in the womb, or even can be in an egg,
yeah.
fertilized, or what you call fertilized egg, what you call that, the egg that has potential, what you call it?
Are you going the Catholic route where every sperm is sacred?
No,
Now,
no,
Bante?
I'm saying that no. The egg that
Is
has
it
been
called like
that has been,
zygote or something?
I mean, not every egg can produce, it has to be, what we call it, has to be
Zygote.
huh?
Zygote.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I never used that word.
I didn't hear that word. Psycho?
Zygote. Zygote.
That means like a fertilized egg.
That's the fertilized, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think here what we mean by fertilized egg, that already, the beings are being formed inside. So our loving kindness is kind of, as Bante mentioned, when we are doing this loving kindness, we are directing our loving kindness to all beings already fully formed, and also beings who are already in the process of being born. And then we have, and then of course again wishing all of them to be have happy minds or happy self, right? Yeah.
This is very important and useful verse in this sutra, Bante. Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.
Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta.
Yeah.
Yes. Repeating the same wish, for all different kinds of beings. Yeah. I think one way, when I was, looking at these different categories, I thought that this has a long, detailed, roster of beings, different categories. It also kind of helps us to, sometimes overcome our own prejudices, because sometimes, we may have some kind of dislike to certain category of beings. Like maybe we kind of, resent like long beings, like real long beings, right? Or sometimes, we may have kind of resentment or dislike, or maybe fear to large beings, right? So we don't know. We may have certain, tendencies within us. But in loving kindness, when you think about all different classes of beings and genuinely wishing well-being to them, maybe it's kind of helping us to go beyond our prejudices, right? Go beyond our preconceived, favorism and dislike of certain categories. We kind of purposefully encourage them. I think I have seen that many people are very afraid of snakes, right?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of snakes? No, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless they're poisonous, I think that's just common sense, though, to stay away.
Yeah. I mean,
Let them have their space.
yeah. Are we afraid of snakes because of the poison or something else?
They're different. I mean, they're reptilian and they're obviously different from us. So, I mean, I guess I can't identify, but I understand that it is a living species.
Yeah. But I personally think that, snakes are the most vulnerable and helpless beings.
Very innocent. But
Yeah, I mean, of course, they have a poison,
Mhm.
but not all. But I think reason they have poison, that's the last resort they can use. I mean, snakes even cannot run, they cannot fly,
No wings,
if
no
no
legs,
wings,
right?
and if any predator want to eat them, they can. Don't you think
Ooh.
so? I mean,
Yeah, especially a hawk or anything else. You're right.
yeah,
They're
even,
definitely on the lower end of the totem pole. I'd never
yeah,
thought of it that way.
yeah.
It's true.
Because they only can hide somewhere. Maybe at the worst case they can bite, but other time they are like they don't have enough capacity. I mean they are vulnerable and helpless in many sense.
Well,
So
they can only hide for so long, but they have to be out in the heat
Yeah.
during the day then too.
Yeah,
So
I
that
have seen
even
some.
makes
Yeah,
them even more vulnerable.
yeah, that is true. I have seen there are like those other animals. What you I mean like like. I mean, I have seen that how even like dogs, and even maybe even other types of animals, they can easily play with the a snake, and they can easily hurt and harm and kill snakes. I have seen how they kind of run. I mean, how they play with the snake and finally kill them. Yeah. So, I mean, just to give an example, so when you think about those beings in that way, we kind of go beyond our preconceived notions and be empathetic and feel kind to all of them.
I think not only we were concerning about the realm of animals, but we think about human.
Yes.
There may be some kind of this.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, we can have also
Yeah.
prejudices to different classes of beings, but not different types of human beings.
Yeah, I think
Also.
most of the time we do have that problem concerning about the human, not only the animals. but
Animals, yeah. Even though we are one species as human, but within us we have categorized to so many types and so many classes, so many categories, and then we can have prejudices. So I think that's why we really need to work hard, like go beyond and look into their mind, look into their actual suffering, and then go beyond those prejudices. Okay, so this is what it meant to develop loving kindness. So we know that we can say it easily, but it's something that we really need to cultivate. It's something that we can gradually develop. No one will be able to develop it at once. It's a cultivation. It's a kind of cultivation of a skill, cultivation of a special quality. So I think this sutra, this discourse, is helping us to understand what is the methodological way that we can develop this this wholesome quality in our heart, that can be so healing to ourselves and also definitely so healing to the whole world. Any challenge or any question that you would like to ask?
I have a question
Yes.
about what you said about the divine beings that are on, that you believe in. There are divine beings that had good karma. And do you believe that they're with us now, or are they on some other plane of like the divine being plane?
Yes. Thank you,
The
Therese.
invisible divine.
Yeah. Thank you, Therese. Yes, I mean, they are in a different realm. But sometimes we can like communicate occasionally. We can communicate with animals, right? So I mean, not fully communication, but we can somehow communicate with animals. In that way, we can communicate with them also. Sometimes they appear in our dreams, and even whenever we do a meritorious deed, whenever we engage in any practice, we share merits. We share merits with with all beings, including the divine beings, because divine beings like merits, and they like to rejoice in merits. So There are also different two classes of divine beings. One are the beings who have done so much goodness, and then so their mind have gone to that divine nature, so they are in the divine realm. But there are also other classes of divine beings we call Brahma, which are the beings who have developed in deeper states of meditation, and particularly the human beings and other beings, and even the first class of divine beings, they are sensually driven. Their main focus is sensual pleasure. So even in the beings of the divine realm, they are also always seeking sensual pleasure. So that is why they are in the samsara. Although we call divine beings, that doesn't mean that they are permanent or they are free from suffering. No, even divine beings have their own suffering as long as they have desires, as long as they have self centeredness. I mean self notion. They are also in samsara. Not very different from us. I mean, the only difference will be that they don't have the burden to maintain a heavy, rough body, but they are also going through similar kinds of suffering in those realms. So they are also sensually driven. They are also moving to sensual pleasure. But there are other different classes of beings called Brahma, who are kind of through meditation have gone beyond the sensual pleasure, going beyond the need to have sensual pleasure for satisfaction. For example, in the meditation, we can come to a different plane that we don't need sensual gratification to be happy, but we can have contentment right there. So those who have developed that kind of mindset can be born into Brahma realm, which is more peaceful realm, but it's still that is not the solution to the problem of suffering. There are also certain other forms of suffering there. So I think so. Your question is that whether they are, they are in a different realm, but in terms of it's kind of different dimension. So we cannot still talk about in terms of the space, because we will be talking in human perspective. So when we go to a different dimension, distance has no meaning. Right now our distance depends on the size of our beings and also capacity of our senses, right? And for me, from here to Pittsburgh is certain distance, right? For an ant, it could be a long distance, right? Maybe for a being, maybe if we had a being like 100 times as human beings, Pittsburgh will be like few feet, right? So distance is always again depending on that. So therefore, they are not very far in that sense. They're just in a different dimension. So that's why we can sometimes communicate with them. But again, they are within the samsara. So I think the what we call enlightenment or nirvana is actually transcending all classes of beings, transcending the whole samsara. But they are fortunate beings who are there because of their very good karma.
Thank you.
Okay. So, but in our loving kindness, we even think about those beings and wish them, well-being, wish them to continue their, good work, continue their spiritual progress, because sometimes you can come back, you can go down. Although you are a divine being, and if you simply take that, fortunate realm for granted and didn't continue to, maintain that goodness, just like, some human beings are doing now, because realm of human beings, also very fortunate being. You have to have such great evolution, great good karma to be born in the human realm, but many people have taken for granted and even do not, maintain that humanity. As a result of that, we can move to other realms, so we can go back and forth. It's not always like a spiral unless we purposefully do it. Otherwise, we can go back and forth. Therefore, we also wish well-being to our divine beings. We wish them to continue and don't deteriorate. Please continue, and may they have wisdom to continue that. May they also continue to help other beings. So we make that wish for divine beings too. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Maybe it's time for us to move to the other part, right, Bante? So okay, today we completed the verse number 5th. So verse number 5, we can continue our study next week. Okay, let us now move to the next part of the program. It is sharing the merits. So turn to page 14. By coming here together and doing this practice together, we have generated so much goodness in our heart and so much good karma, and what we also call merits, and we can share this good energy, good merits with all others. First of all, let us recall to our mind our ancestors, our departed family members, people who loved us so much, people who are no more with us today. Let us think about them and share these merits with all of them. May all our departed relatives share these merits. May they be benefited from this merit. May they be well and happy wherever they may be. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu Sukita hontu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share these merits, may he or she do so. May all living beings, including divine beings and other visible and invisible beings, may they all share these merits. May they be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ce amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act kick in the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now, our blessing service. We will now chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, the Metta Sutta we just studied. We can use this sutta to help us to learn how to cultivate our loving kindness, but we can also use the same sutra as a blessing, because this particular sutta was given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. So when we can use this chant to create wholesome vibrations and wholesome vibration of loving kindness as a blessings to all of you. So we will chant this Metta Sutta, the loving kindness discourse right now for you as a blessing. We wish that may you receive the blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha. May you receive the blessings of the wholesome vibration that we are generating now. May you receive the blessings of the loving kindness that we are radiating towards you now. And especially today, we want to keep Bante Punna in our mind, who will celebrate birthday on Friday. We think about him and we wish him stronger immunity. We wish him comfort in his body and be free from release from any kinds of pains that he's going through now, and wishing him well-being and healing. And also to anyone else who going through difficult times right now, let us recall to our mind whoever we want to share these blessings with, our family members, friends. Think about them and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicca sakko ujoca sujoca suvaco casnsa mudu anatimani santos sakoca subaroca ampakiccoca sallahuka butti santrinriyo cha nipako cha ampagambo kulesu ananugitu na cha kundang samacare kinchi ena vinyo pare upavadeyong sukino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukitatta yeke cipane bhutanti tasavatavara sesa dighavāye mahantava majjima rasnsakānukatula dittava yeva addittaye ca dhure vasanti avidhure bhutava sambhavesi sabbe satta bhavantu sukitatta paro parang nikumbet nati manyet kanta cinang kanci vyarosana patiga sanyananya manyan dukka micceya mata yatani yang puntang ayusa eka punta manurakke evam pisabba bhote sumana sambhavaye aparimanang mettang ca sabba lokasmin mana sambhavaye aparimanang buddhang adoca tiriyang ca asangbadang avirang asapatang tittang carang nisingno vasayano yavatasang vigadamindo etang sating aditte brahmametang viharam vidamaho ditting ca anupagamma sīlavādasansanena sampanno kāmesu vinaya gedang nahi jātu gambaseyang punareti etena sacca vajjena sotti te hotu sambada etena sacca vajjena Sambharogo vinasatu etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalam Sambhitiyo vivajjantu Sambharogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo Sukhi digayuko bhavatu Sambha mangalang rakkantu Sambha devata Sambha buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu Sambha mangalang rakkantu Sambha devata Sambha dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu Sambha mangalang rakkantu Sambha devata Sambha sanganubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Take a moment to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during last few days. Think about a moment that you got an opportunity to do a kind deed, helping someone, giving something to someone, even listening to someone's problems, or even a simple act of kindness like feeding birds. Just call to mind an actual incident that you were able to be kind to someone. Let us rejoice. Let us rejoice these moments of kindness that help us to grow our goodness. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now take a moment to recall a kindness we received from others. Think about an incident during past few days that you got a help from someone and someone showed you care and kindness. Now you heard about someone's kindness. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart
and let
rejoice.
my heart rejoice.
I rejoice in the goodness of
I
others,
rejoice in the goodness of others,
being always ready to praise kind people
being always ready to praise kind people
and follow their
and
example.
follow the example.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world.
I rejoice in the goodness of
I
others,
rejoice in the goodness of others,
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
expressing gratitude for any kindness done.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
bring safety and happiness to many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings.
May the kind deeds of
May the
others
kind deeds of others
nurture goodness in me
nurture goodness in me
and many living
and many living
beings.
beings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everyone, joining us today. I think, as you know, that we send out an email. You know that we are in the process of renovating our new place. A beautiful, serene place. We are looking forward to the day that we all can meet in person there. But we need to make that building suitable for a meditation center. So I hope that we have received the email. So and let us work together to convert this place to a place of refuge for many people. So that's an invitation. And thank you again for joining us. We are so glad that we had 3 jungles today. That is nice to have them.
All the jungles.
And yeah, thank you, everyone.
Bunty, that made you feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
who are the other people?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
It
you.
was really
everyone.
lovely.
Yes, we have also from
Kyoko,
YouTube. We have a number of
Kyoko,
other
Nathan,
people.
and
Oh, Nathan. Oh,
Nathan.
Nathan Nancy. Oh, Nathan Nancy is one of the earliest, people who came to our meditation. Nice to see you, Nathan, and Kyoko, Chanaka, and everyone. Yeah. So let's hope to see you next week. Have a very safe week, and we wish you a good health and
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you,
very
Bonte.
peaceful sleep. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.